Welcome back, guys. So today, what I really want to talk about is AJ Ngannou. I know that these videos are flying around on the internet at the moment, all over the place. There's lots of people with different opinions on the fight, whether the fight should happen, or if AJ is looking scared, or if Ngannou is looking scared. And I want to have a little deep dive because I keep seeing stuff and I feel like there's things missing. I feel like there's things missing from the conversation. Let's start off by talking about Francis Ngannou, Le Predateur. I've been a big fan of Francis for a long time, and watching him throughout his UFC career, obviously everyone knows his story and it's an amazing story, but watching his end of his UFC career has been one of the most interesting times for me. Seeing how he's handled the Dana White situation and seeing him win through that Dana White situation and now really win by being able to fight AJ is a massive thing. Now, I always thought that leading up to the Fury fight, it was interesting. Basically, a lot of the footage that was going around was, all of that fake footage, I want to call it fake, where Francis was looking slow as hell, looking worse than me on the pads. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing, and I was just like, I've seen Francis look far better than this. What's going on? And a lot of channels were speaking about it. A lot of boxing channels were obviously quite new to MMA and hadn't really seen Francis before. We're really making a big deal of it, and even I've said, like, he's pretending, he's having us on. The biggest thing I saw, or didn't see, should I say, from boxing media, nobody was showing any highlights of the Stipe 2 fight, and that was that was Francis's best performance. Forget all the 1-round knockouts and the 20-second knockouts and all that type of stuff and decapitating Alistair Overeem. That was Francis's best performance. No one ever speaks about it, or never spoke about it leading up to the Fury fight. They're talking about how he can't box and he's slow and that. Watch that fight. When you watch that fight, you'll see Francis's footwork was on point. You'll see he's fast. You see he's a thinking fighter. He's got great IQ, great fight IQ. I believe he hurt Stipe with a lead uppercut, and he might finish off with a left hook or right hand. I can't quite remember. But you watch the variation of punches he's throwing. You watch how patient he was as well, and you would have known, okay, this is not what he showed on the pads. Fury's going to be in for a bit more of a difficult time than you might think. So I do want to kind of take some time to just, go through that fight. Just have a little look at it, analyze it a little bit, and let's see what we can see. Another thing I find pretty interesting is that you can't actually see the full fight online. Legally, officially, you know what I'm saying. You can see the highlights on TNT, and even though I do have access to the full fight, I'm just gonna go with the highlights today. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's when Francis won the belt. The second Stipe fight was a big fight. I know I believe it was in the Apex. It was in lockdown, so it wasn't a crowd there. But it was a big fight, and it was a big showing for him. But you can't find that full fight online for some reason. Anyway, let's get into the fight. So we're just going to jump into the highlights right now. We're in round number 1. Now you see it's a very tentative start. Francis is putting the pressure on, using the lead hand just to establish that range. Not finding anything meaningful, but you see when Stipe just threw that little, let's have a little pause there. Stipe threw a little bit of a feint there, foot feint, and Francis's footwork, he just moved himself very quickly and very sharp, just out of range. Just very good footwork there. He can spring back very well. He's got much faster feet than people give him credit for. Straight to the body, he goes with a right hand, comes but tries to come up top, doesn't quite work. Stipe's on the run now, and I know in the first fight he used that a lot. He was on the back foot a lot, waiting for Francis to go, waiting for him to go. When he tries to force the pace, Stipe was able to counter him and then use his wrestling to kind of nullify him. If we watch this second fight again, look, boom, Francis goes jab to the body, feints to the body, double jab, bam, right hand up top. A nice, powerful right hand. And again, he's gone back to being very patient. He hasn't hit him and gone crazy as he usually would. Goes back to being patient, steps off and waits. Little skip in the action, Stipe tries to take him down. We see the improved takedown defense of Francis. I know I told you this was a boxing channel, but all combat, I know what's going on. He reverses it, then he takes Stipe down. Look at that. You cannot underestimate Francis's fight IQ. Stuffs that takedown right there. Soon that round one now, they try to reset. And again, the patience, recover. He's got a lot of muscle to maintain that energy, so he has to kind of take that time to get the oxygen back to it. Holding the center ring. Waiting to switch that switch to southpaw is so sneaky. He does switch very well. Switches very, very well. And that's something I do think will give AJ trouble. Not because it's a southpaw, but the switching. Boom, there we go. Oh gosh, we got to rewind that again. We're in that round 2 now. Lead hand, and was he in southpaw again? I believe he said, he doesn't. Yeah, so he steps through to southpaw. Bam, that left hand comes through. Knocks him down. Uppercuts, but boom. That's another thing we've got to consider there. And when Francis was going in for the kill, Stipe did catch him. And I know everybody, and again, this is why I've started this YouTube channel, because, I've seen a lot of analysis of different things, and people have missed some stuff. I've seen people like, we've never seen Francis hurt. We've never seen it. We have. Of course, he did finish it in style, but he got clipped and he was wobbled. He got clipped by Stipe when he was coming in to finish. But I believe it was a left hook. As he comes in, or it was a right hook over the top. Wobbles him. Francis is able to keep his composure to his credit, and he goes for that finish. Francis, we can't underestimate his boxing IQ. This is the fight I believe that people should be looking out for, because this was better, far better than his Fury performance in terms of his boxing ability, his stand-up work, his footwork, his patience. In the Fury fight, obviously, it was very, very good, but it was good for what we expected. I would love to have given Francis that fight, but I believe that the last few rounds, I'm not really the biggest fan of Fury and how he was in that fight, but I believe those last few rounds, Fury did just enough to edge it the last, 2 rounds, and I think that's only because Francis didn't trust his gas tank. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that one anyway. So tell me what you think. I don't know if you can find the whole fight for yourself. I've seen the whole fight as well, and it's more the same. It's a good look for Francis being very, very patient and waiting for his time to throw his punches, not getting too carried away when he did connect. Tell me what you think. Let me know. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. New videos every, who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm just starting this thing. See you very soon.